Welcome to UND Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. On tonight's show, the North Dakota women's basketball team is bound for postseason in the Big Sky postseason tournament. Head coach Travis Brewster joins us in just seconds. Later in the show, baseball coach Jeff Dodson gives us a season preview. We'll also be joined by sophomore guard Quinton Hooker as he recaps the North Dakota men's basketball season. The North Dakota women will take the number 6 seed into the Big Sky postseason tournament that begins later this week at Missoula, Montana. UND head coach Travis Brewster is back. And, Coach, you're back in the tournament to defend your title from a year ago.
Yeah, we've done enough early to get us back in that tournament, give ourselves an opportunity. So now we got to go out there and take care of business. It's going to be twice as hard, obviously. You know, it's the second time through. Also, we're playing on another team's floor, and then we turn around, we're playing Northern Colorado again. So, you know what, it's exciting to have that opportunity, but we got a lot of work in front of us.
You closed the regular season losing 4 straight, 6 of your last 7. Do you just totally throw those out the window and say, new season, move on?
Well, we have to. You know, went in after that game and just said, hey, it's a 3-game season. You know, we're not going to get any of those games back. We can't worry about it. It's 3 games. And the first game in front of us is Northern Colorado, and that's what we have to take care of. I think you can learn from those games, but at the same time, you can't dwell on it because we're not getting them back, and it's a whole new thing. You know, it's a different vibe when you're playing out there. It's tournament feel. It's one and done if you don't take care of business. You know what? And the other part about it is championship mentality.
Learn. What can you learn from this recent stretch of games that you can use to your positive as you head to Missoula?
Well, I think the biggest thing we can learn is we did a good job at the beginning of the season, and then we fell off a little bit here towards the end. You know, teams go through that. They go up and down a little bit, even the good teams. And now we've kind of hit bottom, so to speak, in my book, where we haven't taken care of business like we'd like to. And now it's time to go ahead and go back up the mountain, so to speak. All right.
Coach, you closed out the regular season last Saturday at home, hosting Northern Colorado. Let's take a look at the highlights here. Megan Lauk, Siri Burke, Emily Evers, the 3 seniors being honored here.
You know, it's a bittersweet. 3 good young people that just really enjoyed coaching, and they've done a tremendous job with playing at UND through the transition, excuse me.
Early turnovers haunting your basketball team in this one, weren't they?
Yeah, you know, from the first play of the game, you know, we tried to do some things. They did a good job double teaming us down there, and you know, we did some things we don't practice, you know, and you
uncharacteristic things.
Yeah, you got to practice the fundamentals and play that same way. So. You know, you got Megan trying to crank it up on the defensive end, but here we kind of lose our track of our players, and you know, have to get another freebie.
Yeah, Northern Colorado opens the game on a 10-0 run, but you're going to answer here with your own run following the 10-0 run by the Bears.
You know, again, spotting teams' points because we're doing things out of character, you know, and then we get it going a little bit, and it'd be nice if we could just keep ourselves doing what we need to do. Nifty drive by Grace Swasky has been giving us a great lift here this year.
She's been playing well as of late, the young freshman from Monticello. Are there any common bonds in terms of why you've been chasing points early in games recently?
Well, I think a lot of it is we're not coming out ready to go. That sense of urgency isn't there, you know. And the mistakes we're making are mistakes that we've worked on in practice, and you just can't do that. You got to be solid.
Kylie Heiser connecting 17 points in the game, and Northern Colorado led at 31-25 at the half. In the second half, early on, this was back and forth.
Yeah, it was. It was back and forth there. They got a good step back right there. But defensive, we talk about chasing those screens. We go through things how we want to defend. You know, here Kelsey Knox does a good drive and kick out here. You know, I thought McKayla did a very good job knocking down shots. But, you know, the defensive end is going to be a key for us.
14 points for Dyer to your team. Leah Zoblin and Amaya Lloyd, and you're within 4. And then after a quiet first half, Emily Evers begins to emerge here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, one of the things we talked about was just simply, hey, trying to dominate down the post down there a little bit and get yourself square to the ball so we can see your numbers and stop playing behind people on the offense. You know, a great offensive board by her, too. And you can see that, you know, she can take over a ball game, you know, and that's what you want her to do. So use her height to her advantage and take care of business.
So 7 minutes into the second half, and you've drawn even now. You got this game tight, but then Northern Colorado is going to build this lead back up to 9 and eventually 11 at this point.
Yeah, you know, again, you know, just not getting out to shooters, and then we had some untimely turnovers. We just didn't take care of the ball at the right time. You know, we created our opportunities, but yet, you know what, you got to take care of that basketball when it's in your possession. You can see here defensively, we're not rotating well. There's not a lot of ball pressure out there like we've worked on in practice.
I'm hearing a lot of defensive tones to you here, Coach, coming off of this game and also late in the season as you look ahead to the Big Sky tournament.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a big key for us is guarding. And Milo gets a 1,000-point in that game, which is a big deal. But it's defense. That's how we stayed in the game. That's been part of what we did last year, is guard people when things didn't go well. Now we got to get ourselves rolling.
So you play Northern Colorado again in the tournament after just playing them on Saturday. Good thing, bad thing, no factor?
I think it's a good thing. I really do. I think our team's looking forward to it. We didn't play our particular best basketball in front of our home crowd, which was too bad. We had a great fan support, but I think our team's excited about it. I really do, especially with that familiarity. There's not a lot of change that's going to happen with ball clubs when you start this time of the year. Give
me one thing that you must do to win 3 games in Missoula and defend your Big Sky postseason tournament championship.
To be quite truthful, we have to be tough between the years. We really have to be tough mentally. That's what it's going to come down to. Everybody's going to be in the same boat playing 3 games. But it comes down to being tough mentally. Can you handle the type of adversity that comes towards you? And that's going to be a big key for us.
Very good, Brew. Good chatting with you. Good luck in Missoula. We'll recap the Big Sky tournament next week here on the show. When we come back, Greg Enkers will sit down with the 3 seniors and also Quinton Hooker later here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
The senior class on the women's basketball team has grown with the program from its time in the Great West through the transition to Division I and into the Big Sky. The seniors helped shape North Dakota's team that made its first ever trip to the NCAA tournament a year ago. Here are the seniors now reflecting in their own words.
Evers back to work. 5 straight by Emily Evers. Job by Dyer. She can That's a message that Coach Brewster wants to get her. Her 3 barely moves the net. Burke for 3. Got it! Surrey Burke answers back with 37.9 remaining to get North Dakota within 2.
I mean, I obviously came to camps a lot when I was a kid, and I looked up to the UND players as role models, and now being able to be those role models for kids in North Dakota and in Grand Forks is just, it's an unbelievable experience that I've been able to have, that we've been able to have, and I mean, it's sad to see it come to an end. It really is.
I came from the city, so I didn't really know much about the town of Grand Forks, and it's such a great community, and like our fan base here is so awesome, and life's just something that's like really special for a women's basketball program, in the entire United States. So that's something I'll always remember too.
So going to the NCAA tournament is something that you don't really think is possible, especially being from North Dakota, I guess. I mean, it wasn't really a thing, and now we did it, and we're looking to do it again this year, and I think that is one thing that was just like, wow, it happened, and this is the greatest decision I've ever made.
North Dakota's going to win this one going away 72-55. Put on your dancing shoes. North Dakota's going to the NCAA tournament.
Winning the Big Sky tournament in front of our home fans, that was the most surreal, amazing moment of my career, probably. Being in front of our fans and winning that game, just even like winning that game knowing what was yet to come. The NCAA tournament was next, but just being here in that moment was unreal.
Evers takes it herself. Right to Carla Gilbert. Evers one-on-one against Carla Gilbert to make it a 4-point game.
Hopefully that people know how much we care, and hopefully that they see that we understood the tradition and we tried to keep that tradition going and moving it forward and making it better. The program that UND is just, it's such an amazing special place to be a part of, and I hope that people behind us realize the same thing.
Pretty bounce pass from Evers to Loud. I think that was the answer to that question right there. Great execution. Evers finds Loud.
Definitely in denial a little bit, or a lot. I mean, part of it doesn't seem like it's real, like it's actually coming right now, but I mean, when you look back at it, we've been here 5 years, and seems like it was so long ago that our first day here, but yeah, it went by fast.
We've been talking about it little bits here and then. We're like, no, just don't talk about it. We're kind of just like, stop it, and trying to get each other to just like stay focused on basketball and not worry about it too much.
It's a little terrifying because this is what we've been doing for the last 5 years, and it's going to be a big change. But I mean, we're obviously very thankful for the opportunity we've had here, and we're sad to see it come to a close.
All three players will miss a lot. One thing they won't miss, the intense workouts from strength and conditioning coach Nate Bockel. UND opens the Big Sky tournament tomorrow against Northern Colorado. Quinton Hooker is next on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
The men's basketball team wrapped up the season last weekend in Greeley. Northern Colorado edged North Dakota 72-71 in the first half. Northern Colorado's Tim Huskisson drops in 2 in the paint, and UNC built an early 12-point lead, but North Dakota would rally in this game. Quinton Hooker, a preview of Hooker's finest day in his young college career, knocks down the 3. This gets North Dakota within 9, but Northern Colorado was up by 14 at the half. In the second half, tied at 53, Cody McDavis hits the short jumper. UNC leads by 2. Then with 4 minutes to go, Eston Tyler, the drive, the hoop, he draws the foul. He had 18. UND within 1. Under a minute to go, UNC up 2. Huskisson lays it in. UNC leads by 4. Then with 11 seconds to go, UND is down by 2. And good ball movement by North Dakota leads to Hooker driving and scoring. A career day, 28 points for Hooker. And North Dakota is right in this game in the final seconds. And then the final 3 seconds. UNC inbounding. Dustin Holbach commits the foul. That will send Dominic Lee to the free throw line. Lee will make 1 free throw. He'll miss the second free throw. That'll give North Dakota a final chance, trailing 72-71 off the miss. Quinton Hooker from half court. Contested chance, just off. And Northern Colorado wins 72-71. Hooker with 28 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Eston Tyler in double figures with 18, as was Josiah Coleman with 10. North Dakota finishes 4-14 in the Big Sky and 8-22 overall and sees its season end. We're happy to have Quinton Hooker with us here on UND Sports Extra. Quinton, thanks for your time. Is there somewhat of an incomplete feeling that the season is done and there's no postseason this year for you guys?
It's definitely a weird feeling. We're used to having practices right now, going into spring break and preparing for a game, and it really does feel like a short season. I don't remember the last time we've actually had a spring break, so it's a little bit different. It's upsetting, but you have to accept it. A
1-point game to close out the season Saturday. That pretty much sums things up in the Big Sky this year. You're probably completely tired of talking about close games.
Yeah, it's happened so much this season. I think Coach touched on it after the game. I think it was something around like eight games that happened to be coming down to the last possession, and that's tough, especially for the younger group of guys that we have. But I think that's going to allow us to grow and mature, not only as like individuals, but as a group and a team for the future.
You finished this season in high fashion, Quinton. Over your last 5 games, you averaged 23 points a game, 28 a career high on Saturday. In this final stretch of the season, did you think of yourself as more of a scorer than a distributor compared to the early part of the season?
Maybe a little bit, yeah. But really, it's just trying to go out there and get a win. And my teammates found me in open spots, setting good screens and driving the lane and kicking out, and so that opened me up. And I'm having presence down low and stuff like that with our bigs, and our young bigs are stepping up, or they did step up towards the end of the season. Mm-hmm. That drew some attention and opened things up for me and some of the other guards.
As you look ahead to next year, a fair piece of this team returns. I know the program is excited about its incoming freshman class. What will have to happen between now and the beginning of next year for you guys to take a major step forward next season?
I think it's gonna take guys coming working hard individually. I think some guys hitting the weight room, some guys working on shooting, dribbling, because I think right now our chemistry is great. I think the guys that are coming in gel really well with the team and fit into our offense, and I think it's going to be a year of a lot of hard work from individuals, and I know it's going to come together as a team.
All right, Quinton, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for
I
having
know
me.
you're headed to spring break next week. Check out some of your friends at the Minnesota High School State Basketball Tournament.
Sure will.
Enjoy that. We're back with more here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
The North Dakota women's hockey team saw its season end last Saturday on its home ice in the semifinals of the WCHA Frozen Face-Off. North Dakota facing Wisconsin, UND needing a win to keep its NCAA tournament hopes alive. First period, Wisconsin goes to work. Rachel Jones carries up the near wing. Puck comes off the far wall where defenseman Melissa Channel fires it from the circle to beat Shelby Ansley-Benzie for a 1-0 Badger lead. Second period now, Wisconsin adds to its lead off a UND turnover. Sydney McGibbon open in the slot, scores her 10th of the year to make it 2-0. North Dakota then saw its deficit grow in the third period. Wisconsin on the power play. Jenny Ryan's shot from the point will be redirected by Sarah Nurse, the first of 2 goals on the afternoon for Nurse. That made it 3-0. North Dakota got an extra attacker goal with 4:30 to play, but falls 4-1. And when the NCAA tournament selection came out, North Dakota was the first team out. North Dakota basically 9th in the pairwise, with the top 8 teams making the NCAA tournament. North Dakota ends the season at 22-12-3. From the hockey arena to the baseball diamond, head coach Jeff Dodson joins us here on UND Sports Extra. Spring has sprung. It's
Finally.
Beautiful, and it's supposed to be nice for like the next week and a half. Are you getting outside soon?
Yeah, we are. We're actually going outside today, and we're going to try to get a couple of days in before we go to Riverside to play. And I think the weather is going to take care of the field for us, so we don't actually have to shovel, very much. And
It's
I know
nice
our guys
change, isn't it?
Yeah, our guys are excited about that.
How big of a deal would that be for you to get some work in here at home outside?
It will be very big, getting used to our field again, since the last time we were on it was during the fall. But just to get some timing off balls off the bat, and continue to get, up to game speed to get ready for, the games upcoming.
Yeah, 10 games so far this season. Mm-hmm. What have you seen on your team?
We play like a senior leg club. We play fast, we play aggressive, and, they don't back down from anybody. We opened up at Arkansas, and then we beat Washington, and had some really good games with them. And then went down to Omaha and stubbed our toe, the first game, and gave up 6 unearned runs, and then bounced back to win the game on Sunday. But our guys are playing fast, they're playing aggressive, but we just need to get that timing down. And I think once we get to a point where we're able to react more to game type situations, I think we'll be fine.
Let's go back to that Washington series, because it's your first win against a Pac-12 team. You played them 3 games. You beat them 1 game. You played 2 other close games. Is that series indicative, do you think, of the potential of your team as you look at this season ahead?
Yeah, I really do. I think the biggest thing that that we found from that weekend is how aggressively we played on defense and making great plays, and how good our pitching, I think, is actually going to be. We tried to get as many guys on the mound, and early in the season, guys are continually making their first appearance, on the mound. So it's it affects control a little bit, and that's one thing that got us in trouble in the first game on Saturday. When we got beat pretty handily by those guys, but our starters, I think, have performed well, all season. Hopefully that continues.
And that's going to be one of the strengths of your team, you figure, right?
I think it is. Yeah, we've got Alex Twangy, has done a great job for us so far, giving us a chance to win. And Brett DeGagne actually started on Sunday for us in Omaha and pitched extremely well. We were glad to see him bounce back, after the start at Washington that he had, and a little bit of control issue, there. But he settled in and was really good. He had 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and really pitched well.
Mm-hmm. What do you expect out of your lineup when you take a look at how you're trying to generate runs? Are you a contact team, base to base, small ball, some of those things, or what do you think this team's going to end up being?
Well, I think we're actually a pretty good mix. It might be the best, I don't want to say hybrid lineup that we've had, but we've got guys with power, we've got guys who can run a little bit, and we've got guys who can put the ball in play. And we're still tweaking our lineup a little bit, and we've got the top part of our lineup solidified, and we're still looking for a couple of guys to do a better job making contact and just in their general approach. And I think that's going to come in time.
You may actually get in more than 1 or 2 home games this season, for crying out loud.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. The forecast right now, and I know it's early, but we have April 2nd. It's supposed to be low 50s, for that weekend with Bakersfield, and continue on, for a while. So hopefully, this will be like the 2012 spring that we had when we played at home in March. And we obviously playing it. We generally play well here at Kraft Field, and we're very thankful to have the fan base that we have. And I look forward to giving guys and people in general, something to come out to and see some good weather in baseball.
All right, you're heading out on the road later this week. You're going to play several non-conference games, and then you get into conference play here soon.
Right, absolutely. We open up on our spring trip at UC Riverside for a 3-game series, and I think they're a typical, West Coast team. They play a lot of small ball, run, quite a bit. So we'll try to prepare for that this week before we go down, and then we actually play Dickinson State in Tucson. They're out for their spring break trip, and that was we had a couple of things fall through with our schedule, and that was one team that we found out there that had that date open that we were looking for on the 17th. And we got a doubleheader schedule with those guys, and then we open up with Grand Canyon.
All right, Jeff, thanks for your time. Good luck in
Great,
the season.
You bet.
And
thank you.
Let's hope the spring holds and fans can actually
Right.
see your team at Kraft Field.
Sure, absolutely.
A few times this season.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're back next year on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Coming up next, North Dakota hockey with Dave Haxtell as UND celebrates the Penrose Cup.